for everyone in regards to the pole shift.
In regards to a pole shift, it cannot occur because it is the same situation as for a nuclear war. It cannot be allowed. So the Galactics have stationed 4 vessels around the planet in key positions to keep the Earth from shifting a pole shifting. So that will not be allowed to occur. And so the Earth is stabilized to the point to where it will not shift. The poles will not flip. So do not worry about that. It is not going to occur.
Okay. Thank you, Zara. Okay, I really appreciate your message for us today regarding that. Okay, so
Indeed.
As far, you also spoke a little bit about, that the Galactics, they have been working on their part of the disclosure. So it's going to start, apparently, my feeling is that it's probably going to start with the disclosure coming from this realm, whether it's the arrest. That'll probably happen before the big disclosure of our extraterrestrial family, the Galactic family, right?
That is happening already.
Right. Could you explain that a little bit more as far as, the events to come, as to what's happening, what you're waiting for the Earth to happen so that all of you, the Galactics, can come forth?
Well, the main thing that the Galactics are waiting for is you raising your consciousness levels to a higher level than what it is now. So, that is your part, to continue raising your consciousness and your frequency and your vibration. And that is also very important, because as you raise your consciousness and your vibration and your frequency, then of course that will begin to level out all of the negativity that has been on the surface of Terra Christa. So the more that you bring up your consciousness levels and your vibration and your frequency, then the more and more that the cabal will run and hide, because it takes their power away from them. By you raising your consciousness, you are raising in frequency and in energy. And as your energy rises and your frequency changes and your vibration changes and your consciousnesses get more and more stronger, they become weaker, because they thrive on weakness. They thrive on what is called negativity. And so you are, in essence, you are tightening the what is called the leash, if you will, of the cabal. And as it tightens, they begin to squirm. And as they begin to squirm, they begin to lash out in different ways. But they already know that their days are numbered, and that their hold or their influence upon mankind is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. And as this occurs, they discover that they no longer are in control. And that scares them entirely, because now they have lost control of the population of the planet Earth, and therefore they are no longer what is called the taskmasters, if you will. That is one of the terms they used in Egypt, I believe it was. And so the slave masters is what it's called. But they are squirming because the noose is getting much tighter on them, and their space, or their what is called their field of battle, is becoming less and less and less. So they are, in a sense, they are getting cornered for their arrests, and therefore they are panicking. And when they panic, then that's when things begin to occur. They begin to lash out in different ways, but still, they do not have the power they once had. That has diminished by 98%.
Oh, wonderful, Zora. I have another question for you. Speaking about vibrational frequency and higher levels of consciousness, at what percent are we at before we can get to that how much further do we need to raise our vibrational frequency and consciousness so that we can have the full disclosure coming and having our galactics and our mentors come forth? How far are we from that?
Not very far at all. Percentage-wise, you are also in that range of 98%. So you are very, very close to 100%.
Thank you, Zora. And
when it comes to raising your consciousness, put away all of your petty arguments and petty, what is called disagreements and things of this nature, and embrace love. Embrace the love that you truly are. All of you. All of you are love in one form or another. And you need to continue giving forth your love vibration. As you give forth your love vibration, that makes things happen in Washington and in your so-called governments and things of this nature. And love changes all of this. And the more you give endless love vibration outward from you, you will see changes begin to take place extremely rapidly. So the more I implore you to bring forth your love vibration and transmit that love vibration out to everyone. And you will see a change take place.
Thank you. So we could do that energetically with intention. Now, what else would you suggest? Yeah, so with that being a given, what can each one of us do individually, just where we are in how we live, how we, when we're talking with people, I mean, just in our life, how can we get to that? How can we raise that vibrational frequency just in the present
by not
moment
allowing negativity into your life? By stopping the negativity before it gets a hold upon you. That's how you improve your status, your vibration and frequency and consciousness. The more you love oneself, the stronger your resolve is. And so the more love that you bring forth and transmit out from you, that's going to what is called bring joy into your space. And that's what you want. You want joy. You don't want any negativity. You don't want any what is called I'm speaking to those who have issues on the road, such as driving. That is a very extreme, what is called, test for everyone. Especially, of course, and I'm speaking also to Zaria, because Zaria has an issue with that. But there's a saying, to kill them with love. Okay? In a sense, was not kill, but it's simply just take your love vibration and transmit it outward from you. When someone cuts you off, you just say, bless you. Or you just say, well, I send you love. And that dissipates all anger and frustration and things of this nature, because people out there, many of them, were not instructed properly in the art of driving. So that is the things you have to deal with. But you deal with it up and not anger. Anger draws you down. It pulls your vibration down. Yes?
Okay. Yeah, I was losing you for a minute there in volume. That's okay. Now
well, you told me to turn it down.
Yeah. No. If for just a couple of seconds there, the volume went down. But now you're good again. Thank you. So.
All right. Would you like to add any more to what I just said?
No, what you said was absolutely perfect for all of us, Dora. So thank you for that. Yes.
Now, when it comes to Nancy and Bob Towers, they are beloved entities.
Hey, Bob, before you begin.
2001, and so I have a lot of free time, and I spend a lot of time, spending a lot of time looking at the global reset, revaluation, and we gather what we think is true, and then we sort of just let the rest go. So that's what I spend a lot of my time on. But today, there's a couple of things I'd like to say. One, David Wilcox today or yesterday put out an article, and there was one piece in there that I think all of you on here probably have experienced, just as Nancy and I have. You know, we know we're here to try to help people who are not awake yet, to help them wake up, and we want to jump right in and tell them everything we know, and then they roll their eyes, you know, and in some cases they don't want to talk to us anymore. We've had that happen as well. And so,
yes.
Yeah. So what was in David? A little hint in David Wilcox's message today, which really rang the bell real loud, is use the 10% rule. And what the 10% rule is, when you find somebody new that you'd like to try to bring forward a little bit, just give them 10% of what you know, what comes to you, and then stop. And then if they ask for some more information or don't roll their eyes, give them another 10%. And continue doing that until they, either tell you, hey, I don't want to hear anymore. And we've heard that before. And, and so then who's ready to hear more information and who is not quite ready to hear information. Yeah. So I think it's good advice. I took it well, because we've had a lot of experiences, Nancy and I, just can't wait till we can tell things that we have learned and think we know. So anyway, that was just a little tidbit I want to pass on. But the other one has to do with an experience that Nancy and I had yesterday, and it relates to the power of our mind.